What's up, YouTube? This is Hilde, the new Kaz Nightmare character that they released. She's gonna be part or the first character in the 3 new characters that they're gonna release this season. And unlike previous seasons, these 3 units are gonna kind of be like a core to each other, I guess you could say. So she's the first one in the iteration, and let's just say that she is a pretty good support and a DPS and a sub DPS, so she can do it all. But let's go take a look at some of her cards. So these are Hilde's cards right here. Her first 3 cards are like all the other cards are gonna be her basic attacks and basic skill. Her basic attack, unlike most of the other ones, is AoE. So this one's not as bad as the other ones, but usually you want to remove these anyways. Now her first and most important card, in my opinion, is the Quiver Reload. And what this does is it creates homing arrows in your draw pile, and when you draw these homing arrows, it does an extra attack to the lowest HP, and then you draw 1. So you could draw into another homing arrow, so you can go from homing arrow to homing arrow to homing arrow, and just like chain multiple homing arrows. But I believe you'd want a couple of these, and you'd want to like epiphany it to a different one outside of chaos. So you'd want like one of the different epiphany ones, or use one of those, because ideally what I would want to do is I would probably want the upgrade cover reload. It's the unique opener, so at the start of the turn it creates 3 homing draws. So this is and homing arrows cannot be the target of a turn draw, so you can't draw homing arrows for the turn, but that usually doesn't matter because she has a lot of card draw anyways. And what this does is each and every single turn you create 3 homing arrows. So, yeah. And then the next one that's probably going to be pretty important is this: create 4 homing arrows, and then draw one of those. So you create 4, and then you draw 1. And then what this does is it could potentially just keep on going on and on and on and on. But this is her most important one, because this is the core. Her homing arrows are the core of her kit right here. Next one is Plasma Rain, and this one is Ionization to all, and then draw 1 or any other of these epiphanies. But what is Ionization? Ionization is 8% damage amount for each ionization and 4% additional damage amount taken from Hilde for each stack. Maximum of 12 stacks. Pretty good. So it's just a damage boost on top of everything. And then Draw and Release is one of her more important cards. Draw 2 attack cards with this unit and plus 50 damage to those attack cards until used. And these are her epiphanies right here. Draw 2 attacks and for the next 3 extra attacks of this unit. 1 fracture to all enemies. I think this one's going to be really important for Arabella when she comes out. And then this is the 0 mana. Move all cards in the hand to the draw pile, then draw for each move. This is sort of like a reshuffle of your entire hand. And this one's also really good here. Draw 2 lead cards. You decrease the cost of those cards by 1 turn for, until used, or for one turn. And next one is her Big Game Hunter. This one is an upgrade that gives you 0 in, and at the end of the turn, 35% extra attack to the enemy with the highest HP for each 0 in, and remove the 0 in stacks, maximum of 60 stacks. And what this means is on hit 2 0 in, so if you hit somebody 30 times, you get maximum of 60 stacks. Pretty good. This one I think is the best one because it's 0 mana, unique initiation, and you draw 2. Very good. The next card is Vortex Arrow, which is her unique, and this is just a draw 3, AoE draw 3, and 60% damage amount for each attack card drawn through an ability this turn right here. So you kind of want to use this after you've drawn some cards, but at the same time, it's not really used for damage. It's more of use for the draw. 1 mana draw 3 is absolutely insane. Alright, next let's take a look at her ego manifestations right here. Her E1. Change the following effects for Vortex. Increase draw by 1 plus 60% damage. So this one's draw 4 now. Really good, actually. Very, very good. At the start of battle, 2% chance to, to Hilde's critical chance. So just 10% crit chance right off the bat. Very good. At the start of the turn, gain double tap. What is double tap? When homing arrow is activated, 300% extra attack to the enemy with the lowest health, and decrease double tap by 1. Maximum of 5 stacks. That's pretty good. So you're gonna get a possible. Oh, you're gonna get a double tap each and every single turn. But if your homing arrow, or if your homing arrow kind of like kills somebody, you get another double tap and it just kind of keeps on going. Her E3 is the classic damage boost to her ego manifestation. I mean, not her ego manifestation, to her ego skill. E4, for each hit and ally performance, gain 1 Find the Gap. Find the Gap increases amount of Hilde's extra attacks by 5%, maximum of 8 stacks. So this one, for each hit an ally performs, so 8 hits, and you just get like a permanent damage boost, because it doesn't say reduce stacks, it just says maximum 8 stacks, so she just gets a permanent damage boost. E5, increase the level of the cards, and E6, Find the Gap. When Find the Gap reaches 8, so when you maximize Find the Gap, plus 15% additional crit chance to all instinct attribute allies. Very, very, very good. I think this is like the first team-wide buff at E6, and it's a 15% crit chance. Absolutely crazy. Increase the maximum stacks from in 0N to 100 from 60, and at the start of the turn, gain 15 0N, and for each stack of 0N, 5% crit damage to 0N. So yeah, to a maximum of 45. So 45 stacks, you max this out. So pretty good. Ego manifestation, pretty good. Let's take a look at her signature partner now. Uni. Increase attack of the assigned combatant by 16, and when an instinct attribute attack card is created in the draw pile by the assigned combatant, so aka her quiver reload. Increase the damage of the next extra attack of that card by 40% until used. So this just adds 40% damage boost to her quiver reload, which is to her cards, which is kind of crazy. And if the card is an unusable card, gain 1 prepared live round. So, aka homing arrow, because homing arrow is unusable. So you're gonna keep on having live round here, which is a tip. You're basically gonna have perma live rounds, or almost perma live rounds. And her ego skill is 80% damage to all, 1 leaving the rest to you. And when an enemy is defeated, 1 animal transfer for each defeated. And let's take a look at leaving the rest to you. When attacked, apply 1 hour transfer to the assigned combat. On effect activation, decrease leaving the rest to you by 1. Okay. Increases amount of the assigned combatant's next extra attack by 40% on effect activation. Remove ammo transfer. So basically just boosts up your extra attack as well. This one, I don't think you need this one, although she is a very, very, very good upgrade. You could also opt out for Rosaria. Increases damage amount of assigned combatant's extra attack by 20%, and also gives a 16% damage boost. And then we use an upgraded skill card, 50% chance to gain 1 morale for 1 turn. So you do have an upgrade card, so she could use Rosaria's effects all of them, and you could use the battle pass one too, Solia. Although mine's not fully maxed out, so Rosaria probably beats Solia if it's not maxed out. But it increases the combatant's attack by 12%, 20% damage dealt by extra attacks, And when the second combatant draws for the first time each turn through an ability, 10% damage amount to attack cards for 1 turn. And Hilde draws a lot. So, very, very good. All the other ones are kind of eh. Yeah, all the other ones kind of eh. This one's also fine, Daisy. And I guess for me, you'd probably use Daisy over Rosaria because since he draws so much, you get you can gain morale. Let's see what well, we could actually max Daisy here. Let's see what her upgrade is. Has a 40% chance at max to gain 1 morale and 60% damage and 20% 2 extra attacks. So probably Daisy, if you're ever gonna be using somebody, Daisy probably be the one to go to. But yeah, let's see Hilde in action. So this is my Hilde team before Arabella or any of the other characters that for this season's release. This is gonna be my team for it, and I'm gonna be using her as a Fae driver. Now this is gonna be my deck specifically for Fae. I'm gonna give her the Quiver Reload, a unique open right here, Plasma Rain right here that draws 1, and then the most important card for the Fae driver, because I'm going to be playing Fae as a Heaven's Fall driver, or playing this as a Heaven's Fall driver, and the most important card for that is the Draw and Release one right here. So it basically shuffles your entire hand, and for Fae, as you know, when you draw a card, you gain a stack of Heaven's Fall, or like a stack of whatever it is to get the Heaven's Fall, and this one can redraw your entire hand. So potentially you can get 10, basically and actually 9, because this one is these, right? You can get 9 stacks and just turbo generate Heaven's Fall. But this is, yeah, this is the deck for Fae, and let's go in. And here we go. Alright, so first off and foremost, let's use all of our upgrade cards right here. Okay, and we're going to be using this this gives us 2 flame marks at the start of the turn, and also gives us 1 AP. And then we're going to also just use this to get another draw in. Alright, we're going to use we're going to be using her cards to create archetype cards, and potentially, so this one's this one draws 1, right, which turbos Heaven's Fall even more. As you can see, I already drew a Heaven's or created Heaven's Fall. Alright, let's do this right here. We're going to create 2 flame arts, and we're going to draw 3. Nice. Alright, we can do this right here. Okay, and then we're going to draw another card. This one gives us another AP, but I think we're going to draw first right here. Alright. And as you can see, I'm just turboing Heaven's Fall. This is very good. And this is not even like the best thing yet right here. Let's keep on turboing it. Alright, and let's use this Event Horizon right here to draw. Nice. Let's use this one again right here. I'm gonna keep on drawing cards right here. Oh, I guess we can't draw anymore because we don't have any more. And then what we're gonna do is we are going to draw 2. Draw 2 more. And then as you can see right here, we have a full hand and our stacks is at 10. We're not generating the Heaven's Fall card because our hand is full. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this. Reshuffle our entire hand. Create Heaven's Fall. And as you can see here, we have another stack of Heaven's Fall. So when I use this Heaven's Fall, I'm going to get another Heaven's Fall right here. Okay. And we're just going to keep on generating Heaven's Fall over Heaven's Fall over Heaven's Fall. And let's see here. We can draw 3 more, but I think what we're going to be doing right here is we're going to be... How many cards do we have in? 9 out of 10? Okay, so what we're going to do is... Let's shuffle again. Let's reshuffle. We got our Heaven's Fall right here. Draw 3. I kind of don't want to draw 3. Let's get the 1 AP right here. Let's use our Heaven's Fall again right here. And this is going to give us 3 Heaven's Fall right here, or 3 Descent right here, which gives us 6 right here. We're going to be drawing 3 more through this card right here. Right here, another Heaven's Fall, Turboing Heaven's Fall, Turboing Heaven's Fall. This one's, I think this one's one of my favorite decks ever. And as you can see here, we have 3 cards right here. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to create 3 archetype cards. We're going to use this to draw 2. And then what we're going to be using is, this one is for each 5 cards drawn this turn, plus 40% damage amount to the next attack card used. For 1 turn. So this one is a lot. So what we're going to do is we're going to shuffle this, and then our Heaven's Fall should get a big old damage boost. And we're just going to turbo this thing. One of my absolute favorite decks to use. Hilde and Faye. Very, very cool. If you guys have Faye, try this deck out. I'll show you guys both of the decks right here. I think I already showed, I already showed Hilde's deck, but this is my Fade deck right here, specifically to turbo out Heaven's Fall. So this one is create the 6 Infernal Rhapsody. Usually what this does is this draws you a card when you activate this, but instead of drawing a card, we're gonna get 3 Flame Descent, 3 Descent right here, and then we're gonna draw 3 right here, gain 1 AP, draw 3, 2 Flame Arts, copy 2 of these. I got one of these to give me 1 AP. I don't have this other one, Divine Epiphany, because if I did, then I would be over the points. One of these right here, draw X Flame Arts, draw 2 Descent. So you'll be using these X's because we have a lot of cards in the Hilde deck, plus this Fate deck to give us more AP when we use them, right? And then this activate Infernal Rhapsodies in the graveyard for each on the target for each hit count. So potentially you could, if you have 6 AP, you could activate all of your Rhapsody Heaven's Fall. So pretty good. This is the traditional one, the move all the Infernal Rhapsodies to the hand for each Descent gain this turn, and you're going to be getting a lot of Descent. So you're going to be moving all of these to the hand. And then for this one right here, Knowledge Addiction, I chose to use this one instead of the draw 2 because we already have a lot of draw in this deck, so we don't really need draw. For each card drawn this turn, plus 40% damage amount to the next attack card used for 1 turn, max 5. So this one just turbo boosts the damage of our Heaven's Fall when we use this. Make sure you use this and then use Heaven's Fall, okay? Very, very important. But yeah, that's the Fate deck to use with the Hilde. And that's going to be it for this video. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.